Johnny Rock Show. Rockin' 101, the Rock Station.
Rockin' 101, the Rock Station. 8:31, the Johnny Rock Show. Right there, one of the unofficial Vikings theme songs. A lot of good it did us. Come from the land of the ice and snow. Hey, Bomani-Jones, welcome to the Johnny Rock Show. How are you?
I'm good, man. How about you?
Well, I was better before Sunday when we an embarrassing performance with the Giants. What happened?
You know, I admit that I'm not a Kirk Cousins guy, right? And he actually had a very, very, very good game until he went Kirk Cousins. And going Kirk Cousins is throwing a 3-yard pass when you need 8 for your whole damn season. It just works out that way. It's like it don't matter if them dudes are double covered. You're not getting the first down throwing to the dude 3 yards in front of you. That's just not going to happen. But the Vikings, they had one of those miracle seasons, right, where they won a bunch of games they probably weren't supposed to. And then, you know, that comes back after a point.
Yeah. I thought nothing was the same this season after he started wearing those stupid chains on the airplane and bopping around like 50 Cent. 50 Cent at the club. Oh, man. I don't know. I'm a...
You know, I would have been okay with that stuff if I felt like if Joe Burrow did that, I'd be okay with it because he's actually kind of like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, Kirk Cousins' neck got sore for wearing those chains. Like, that's just not in his spirit.
Good point. Well, listen, I'm a lifelong Vikings fan, so I hate to say I'm used to it, but boy, that's just another one for the book, right?
Now, was that worse than when Favre threw that interception in New Orleans?
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, man. You know. Well, enough about them. Let's talk about you. Game Theory with Bomani-Jones, Friday the 20th. It premieres again, 10 p.m. Central on HBO. Stream it on HBO Max. You just keep going and going. How'd you get wound up doing this thing? Because this is good.
No, this one was interesting. I got a call from my agent at like 8 o'clock Eastern or somewhere around that on a Friday in February of 2021. And that's an important detail because my agent lives on the West Coast and is an Orthodox Jew. Like, I don't hear from him when the sun goes down or anywhere close to it. I'm like, this must be big if he's calling. And he tells me that they're working on this pilot to do this show that ultimately became Game Theory. And they were talking about, talking to me. And so I got on the phone with the guys and I read the deck they sent and I said to them, hey, this is for a comedian and I'm not a comedian, so that wouldn't work for me. But I am the perfect person to host the show that you want to do. And I talked him into it, and it worked. And so we got the pilot sold, and then it was a matter of, like, I had to figure out, well, what did I want a TV show to be? And what we're doing is I got my takes on sports, and we come up with those, and then we got a whole team of writers and graphic producers and news producers and everything else, and we figure out how to build those ideas out as clearly and as richly as possible. And honestly, it's a bit of sports commentary and analysis and presentation that I personally have never seen anywhere else.
It's like the Adam Sandler Hanukkah song. Bomani-Jones isn't, but I heard his agent is. Well, that's just fantastic. Man, all right. Well, it's always entertaining when you're hosting. Again, Friday nights starts this Friday. 10 p.m. Central, HBO, and streaming on HBO Max. Can we talk about the Buffalo Bills for a minute? I used to live in Buffalo. My ex-wife and my son lived there. And boy, she texted me. I was 4 days late getting into Buffalo over Christmas because of the horrific blizzard. That town has been beaten down so much, and they keep coming back. What do you think for Super Bowl chances?
Well, the first thing I think is you must like it cold. You are doing the Buffalo to Minnesota route. Like, you keep it chilly.
Yeah, I was young and dumb, but yes, go ahead.
But I do think their Super Bowl chances are good, but I can't say they're great. Like, after Von Miller got hurt, I think that was a thing, obviously. And then there's another part where there's obviously a much more important story there, but I mean, DeMar Hamlin wasn't on the field because he doesn't play, right? Like, so you lose a pass rusher and you lose a DB, and you're going to be dealing with Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow, it probably in all likelihood if you're going to make it to the Super Bowl. I think that matters. But they also just have that big, giant, amazing water buffalo of a quarterback where if it comes down to it and you need him to make a play, he can do it. He also might make the play to lose it for you, a la Brett Favre. But as long as you got him, you got a chance.
A la Brett Favre without the dick pics. Hey, did you hear about this? Is heartwarming. The Buffalo Bills gave Super Bowl tickets to a man who saved over 20 people during the blizzard. I don't know if you heard this. I'll just play it for you. It's 20 seconds long. Here, check this out.
On behalf of Highmark, Blue Cross and Blue Shield and the Buffalo Bills, we wanted to surprise you today.
2 tickets to the Super Bowl. We love you. We know what you did on Christmas Eve was very heroic, and you're our hero. And the Bills and Highmark want to present you with these tickets to go watch the Super Bowl.
See, that's heartwarming. But I don't know if the Bills will be in it, but, what do you think of that?
No, man, I think that is extra dope. Like, Bills fans are weird. I got into a thing once because I was critical of Josh Allen when he wasn't good and people were pretending like he was. And Buffalo people have this very interesting thing where they want people to know that they're good people, so they're always down for a showy bit of charity. So when they were mad at me, they're like, hey, let's show Bomani what good people we are. And they gave a lot of money to the National Diaper Bank Network, which is a charity that I work with. That's how Buffalo gets down. So, like, when there's a moment like that to do something nice for somebody and tell people about it, Buffalo is here for it. That does not strike me as a city of anonymous donors.
Yeah. You know what got me was, I'm just going to play the beginning again. Listen for the police siren at the beginning.
On behalf of Highmark.
Yeah, they couldn't wait till the cops rolled by. It's like, just go. Well, listen.
Hey, look, man. I live in New York. There's some things that you like. It take a lot of siren for me to stop.
No, that's true. That's true. Well, check it out. Friday night, 10 p.m. Central. Game Theory. Bomani-Jones. New episodes on HBO and then streaming on HBO Max. Man, you're a gas. Come on back to the Johnny Rock Show anytime. I was playing, you're old enough. I was playing clips of Me and Mrs. Jones by Billy Paul. That had nothing. Your dad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever get teased about that song back in the day?
No, my mother was a professor when that song came out, but she's not like a pop culture familiar person, and so people would make jokes about that song with her, and she had no idea what the joke was. And I'm talking about this is when the song was on the radio.
Right.
Like, she didn't get it. But, hey, next time I'm here, we got to talk some music. What a lot of people don't know is my start in the industry was as a music critic, actually.
Really? Oh, well, come on back anytime.
Yeah.
We'll talk Prince for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half hour. Whatever.
We would talk Prince for a lot longer than that. Like, this is true. When Prince died, I hit the people up at Playboy and was like, hey, and I found out he died before it was announced. I was like, Prince just died. Let me write the obit. And I wrote it literally in 2 hours in a hotel room in Paris. And I realized this, like, sometimes you realize your life has been building toward a moment and you didn't realize what that moment was. Like, that was a moment that I had been working for my whole life and honestly didn't realize that I had been doing that.
Wow.
Like that we could do this in many, many ways.
Oh, yeah. I went out to Paisley Park that afternoon. I'll never forget it. But listen, that's neither here nor there. You got to run. But listen, I'll play you out with little Me and Mrs. Jones live on the Midnight Special. All right, Billy Paul. Bomani-Jones. Hello. Oh, there you go. Me and Bomani-Jones.
Me and Mrs. Jones.
Oh, Bomani-Jones. You got a thing going on. Yeah.
We got a thing going on.
The Johnny Rock Show. Rockin' 101. The